Hello everyone. If this is your first time here, thank you so much, and if you are a regular viewer, then welcome back. I truly appreciate your time and support. Before we can start the video, please subscribe my channel and hit the like button. Now let's jump into the topic. Filipinos are known for their warm hospitality and strong global presence. Not all countries welcome them with open arms. Some nations impose strict visa policies, while others have political, security, or diplomatic issues that make it difficult for Filipinos to enter. Whether due to safety concerns, strained relations, or rigid immigration laws, these 10 countries are among the hardest for Filipinos to visit. From war-torn regions to secretive states, understanding why these places impose such restrictions can help travelers plan better and stay informed. In this video, we will explore the reasons behind these limitations and what it means for Filipino travelers. Let's dive into the list. Start from number 10. Number 10. Somalia. Somalia, located in the Horn of Africa, is one of the most dangerous countries in the world due to ongoing civil war, terrorism, and piracy. The Philippine government has issued multiple warnings against traveling to Somalia because of the extreme risk to personal safety. The country is home to armed militant groups like Al-Shabaab, which frequently target foreigners. In addition, Somalia lacks a fully functioning government, making visa applications extremely difficult. The limited diplomatic presence of the Philippines in Somalia also means that Filipino travelers have little to no consular support in case of emergencies. Even humanitarian workers and journalists face severe risks when entering the country. Because of these factors, Somalia is not a welcoming destination for Filipinos or most other foreign nationals. Unless travel is absolutely necessary, Filipinos are strongly advised to avoid this high-risk country for their own safety. Number 9. Bhutan. Bhutan, the small Himalayan kingdom, known for its pristine landscapes and gross national happiness philosophy, has one of the strictest tourism policies in the world. The country strictly controls the number of visitors it allows, and all tourists, except those from India, Bangladesh, and the Maldives, must book their trips through licensed tour operators. For Filipinos, obtaining a visa to Bhutan is not impossible, but is highly restricted. A daily tourism fee of around $200 to $250 per person is required, which covers accommodation, food, and a guide. Unlike most countries, Bhutan does not allow independent travelers, meaning Filipinos must follow strict travel regulations. Additionally, Bhutanese authorities rarely grant work permits to Filipinos, and job opportunities are scarce. Because of these strict policies, Bhutan is not an easy place for Filipinos to visit, and only those who can afford the high costs and follow regulations can enter. Number 8. Algeria. Algeria, the largest country in Africa, has complicated visa requirements and is not particularly welcoming to Filipinos. The Algerian visa application process is notoriously strict, requiring extensive documentation and a local sponsor. Even those who meet the criteria often face delays or outright rejections. Additionally, Algeria has strict laws concerning foreign workers and residency permits, making it difficult for Filipinos seeking job opportunities. The country's strict bureaucracy and unpredictable policies further discourage Filipino travelers. Security concerns also contribute to Algeria's difficulty as a destination. Some areas remain unstable due to terrorism and armed conflicts, prompting travel advisories from the Philippine government. While the country has stunning landscapes and a rich cultural heritage, Algeria's restrictive entry policies and security concerns make it an unwelcoming place for Filipinos. Number 7. Turkmenistan. Turkmenistan, often called one of the most secretive countries in the world, is extremely difficult to visit for Filipinos and most foreign nationals. The country's government is known for its strict visa policies and limited diplomatic relations. Tourists must obtain an official invitation and be approved by the government, which rejects many applications without explanation. The nation's authoritarian regime imposes heavy restrictions on travelers, requiring them to be accompanied by government-approved guides. Filipinos seeking to work or live in Turkmenistan also face major obstacles due to rigid labor laws and minimal job opportunities for foreign workers. Turkmenistan's isolationist policies make it one of the least visited countries globally. Even if a Filipino traveler manages to secure a visa, movement is heavily restricted and surveillance is common. Due to these extreme limitations, Turkmenistan is not a welcoming destination for Filipinos. Number 6. Libya. Libya has been plagued by political instability and civil war for over a decade, making it one of the most dangerous countries in the world. The presence of armed militias, ongoing conflicts, and frequent kidnappings make it extremely unsafe for foreign travelers, including Filipinos. The Philippine government has banned the deployment of overseas Filipino workers, OFWs, to Libya due to security concerns. Many Filipinos who previously worked in Libya were forced to flee due to war and economic collapse. Libya also has a complicated visa process, requiring a local sponsor and approval from the Libyan government. Even those who manage to enter the country must navigate high risks, with limited consular assistance available. Due to the constant threat of violence and travel restrictions, Libya remains one of the least welcoming places for Filipinos. Number 5. Yemen. Yemen, located on the southern tip of the Arabian Peninsula, is one of the most dangerous places in the world due to its ongoing civil war, terrorism, and extreme humanitarian crisis. The conflict between the Yemeni government, Houthi rebels, and other militant groups has led to widespread violence, famine, and instability. For Filipinos, traveling to Yemen is nearly impossible due to security risks and strict visa policies. The Philippine government has placed a total travel ban on Yemen, warning Filipinos not to enter the country under any circumstances. Even foreign humanitarian workers face severe dangers, including bombings, kidnappings, and disease outbreaks. There is also no functioning Philippine embassy in Yemen, making it extremely difficult for Filipinos to get help in an emergency. Due to these critical threats, Yemen remains one of the least welcoming and most dangerous places for Filipino travelers. Number 4. Syria. Syria, once a thriving cultural and historical destination, has been devastated by over a decade of civil war. The conflict between the Syrian government, rebel factions, and extremist groups like ISIS has left much of the country in ruins, making it one of the most dangerous places to visit. For Filipinos, traveling to Syria is nearly impossible due to security concerns. The Philippine government has imposed a travel ban, and Filipinos who once worked in Syria were evacuated due to the war. Those who attempt to enter Syria face severe risks, including airstrikes, kidnappings, and persecution by armed groups. Additionally, obtaining a Syrian visa is extremely difficult as diplomatic relations are strained, and international sanctions make travel logistics complicated. With ongoing violence and no official Philippine diplomatic presence, Syria remains a hostile and unwelcoming destination for Filipino travelers. Number 3. Iraq. Iraq, despite its rich history and cultural significance, remains a high-risk destination due to terrorism, insurgencies, and political instability. The presence of extremist groups like ISIS and frequent armed conflicts make it one of the most dangerous places for foreign travelers, including Filipinos. The Philippine government has issued a travel ban on Iraq, advising Filipinos to avoid the country due to the high risk of violence and kidnappings. While some Filipinos have worked in Iraq, most were evacuated due to security concerns. Even those who manage to obtain a visa face extreme dangers. Iraq's strict visa process, combined with its unpredictable security situation, makes it unwelcoming for most travelers. Additionally, the lack of a strong Philippine diplomatic presence in the country means that Filipinos who get into trouble have limited support. Because of these risks, Iraq is not a safe or accessible destination for Filipino travelers. Number 2. Afghanistan. Afghanistan, a country long plagued by war and political instability, is one of the most dangerous places for foreigners, including Filipinos. Since the Taliban regained control in 2021, security concerns have increased, with strict laws, human rights abuses, and a lack of diplomatic relations making travel nearly impossible. Filipinos who previously worked in Afghanistan were evacuated due to the dangerous conditions, and the Philippine government has placed a strict travel ban on the country. Terrorism, bombings, and targeted attacks on foreigners make Afghanistan an extremely high-risk destination. Additionally, the visa process is highly restricted, with only a few exceptions granted for humanitarian workers. Even those who enter legally face extreme dangers, including persecution, arrests, and limited freedom. With no Philippine embassy in Afghanistan and little international support available, it remains one of the most unwelcoming and perilous places for Filipinos. Number 1. North Korea. North Korea, one of the most secretive and isolated countries in the world, has strict entry restrictions for all foreign travelers, including Filipinos. The country is governed by a totalitarian regime that controls every aspect of life, including tourism. Filipinos, like most foreign nationals, can only visit North Korea through government-approved tour groups where movement is heavily restricted. Independent travel is not allowed, and any actions deemed suspicious by the government could result in arrest, imprisonment, or worse. Diplomatic relations between the Philippines and North Korea are minimal, meaning Filipinos have little consular support if they encounter problems. The country's unpredictable political climate, human rights violations, and strict surveillance make it one of the least welcoming places for Filipinos. With heavy censorship, a lack of freedom, and strict laws, North Korea remains an extremely difficult and risky destination for Filipino travelers. While Filipinos are welcome in many countries worldwide, some places remain nearly impossible to visit due to war, security threats, and strict government policies. Countries like Yemen, Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, and North Korea pose extreme risks due to conflict, terrorism, or oppressive regimes. For Filipino travelers, understanding these restrictions is crucial to staying safe. The Philippine government has issued travel bans and warnings for many of these countries, emphasizing the dangers they pose. In most cases, visas are either very difficult to obtain or come with extreme limitations. If you're considering international travel, always check visa requirements, security advisories, and diplomatic relations before making plans. Your safety should always come first. What are your thoughts on these restricted countries? Have you or someone you know faced challenges traveling to any of these places? Share your experiences in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe my channel and hit the like button. Follow for more.